burning my way through like a ball of fire. It's showcase and no case. It's astronomical, bringing you the phenomenal. But center stage, just a showcase with a K. Taking your talent to the world, it's time now for center stage. The spotlight's on you, so do what you do. This is showcase, and we ain't got time to waste. Turning dreams into reality, from rags to riches. I was down bad in the trenches, had to get off the benches. Took a 40 and made it flip, I had to find me a way. But I needed a better band, so I took to the stage. Can't take that minimum wage of getting locked in a cage. So I got my bars up, put the pen to the page. If I can, then you can. So put the pedal to the metal. But right now, it's time to settle into the showcase. Showcase your time.
Okay. I practice interviewing myself. Hello, I am your hostess, Juanita, and we are here with the Showcase Talk Show. Today, I am here with the awesome creator or moniker of the hip-hop marketer, Abdul Malik.
Peace, y'all. Hills and valleys, lessons and blessings. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here and shit.
Yes, thanks for coming. Thanks for allowing us to speak with you and sharing your story with us. I just want to start off by letting people understand like who you are and what's going on. So exactly who is the hip hop marketer?
Oh, that's a lot, you know. Well, basically, you know, I'm an OG in the hood, original gentleman. You know what I'm saying? And what we do is, I'm about cooperative economics.
Nice.
All right, so I've taken care of my family for years, all non-traditional ways. I don't know the last time I filled out a W-2. It's always 1099. And I want to promote that entrepreneurship from that aspect. However, I'm from the industry. You know, I've been doing hip hop since I was a young kid. You know what I'm saying? Running through all the names, been around everybody and all of that. So I just wanted to like infuse that together, you know what I'm saying, and reach out to the youth in a language that they understand. So when I say the hip hop marketer, I'm gonna always be hip hop. Everybody in Queens, everybody in Brooklyn, they know me as hip hop. You know, from the shows, the battles, on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into marketing because I started to sell myself, like the young lady you had before. You know, sometimes you got this team, that team, and you're not getting what you want out of it. So I had to learn some of the things. I didn't really like the technical side of it as much, like the editing and the recording. I didn't.
What artist or creative person does like the technical?
Yeah, that wasn't my thing. But sales, I was natural at. So, you know, I got into sales and I got really good at sales. And to my understanding, the evolution of sales is marketing. So then I delved into that. So that's where I get that hip hop marketer from.
Nice. So you're kind of taking your experience and your own lifestyle and your own lessons and putting it together with the knowledge you have.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. Cool. So, and I hear right now you're actually like an educator, if I'm not mistaken. So you're educating the community, you're educating the youth. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's a center where I'm at right now. I'm originally from Queens, and right now I have a residence in the Delaware Valley. Wilmington is like a city, it's like right outside of, I guess, Chester, or not too far from Philly. That would probably be the major city that everybody knows is Philly, right?
Yes.
And there's a center right there, a community center, you know, the Muslim Center of Wilmington. And out of that community center, the closest youth detention center asked for somebody to come in and teach and get engaged with the youth and give them some skills.
And detention, like, not jail, but what is the proper, is detention
No,
just it? Or?
It's just that when you're under 18, it's not,
It's
you
not
can't
jail.
use those, yeah, you can't use those
It's a
words.
euphemism.
Yeah, you have to, right? And even like with like being an inmate or things of that nature,
Gotcha.
when we took the PREA courses, like little courses that we had to take before you go in there,
Yeah.
obviously you gotta get checked out and get you
Yeah.
past everything.
I love the language.
That was it, yeah. Because they're youth, it's completely different than that, and you can't use that. But technically, it would be somewhat of, you know, youth incarceration. They've done different,
Things.
they've done some things that weren't, you know, that got to
Cool,
cause them
and
to be
that
in there.
ties back into why you're trying to fuse the marketing aspect and the hip hop, because it goes hand in hand
Correct.
with what you're doing.
Correct.
So what are you actually doing with those youth there at that?
Well, in this facility, we teach them more like life skills, you know what I'm saying? In this facility, we teach them a lot of life skills. So we talk to them about discipline. We talk to them about actually disciplining their spirit, first and foremost. Because then that leads them to an area that when they have to do critical thinking, they don't just act out, you know?
Or maybe even introduce them to their spirit?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because we just give them the information. That's the one thing. We give them certain information from these sources that date back, you know, from those periods of times initially. That's worldwide understood, you know, and we give them the information on each source and the theology of these sources, and then from that they take that in, and it can be a guide for them. Because somebody may be wired to go this direction or that direction, and like you said before, they might not even have any connection with their spirit at all, and everything was material, as it is in these days and times. Most things are material, especially with the youth. So that's what we come in to teach them, you know. Having respect for your parents is not a bad thing. It's not corny to have respect and be respectful. You know, it's not corny to want to learn to pick a book up and read a book and open the book up. That's not corny. And then from there, you know, we move forward into why are you here? What is the reason you're here? And how can you maneuver? And then like you mentioned, the marketing, when you come home, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, are you a mechanic? Are you an artist? Do you want to do clothes? Do you want to do sales? What are your skills? How can that benefit you and benefit your family ultimately?
And you help guide and steer them in that fulfilling direction.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
How long have you been doing that?
Well, that specific, I've been there for about, I just got a report. I've been there for like 3 months now. I got a report from, I got a report from them right now, so that's been 14 weeks. But I've been doing that for this end of my life, you know.
What has been like your biggest accomplishment in educating and working with the youth and community so far?
I'll be honest with you, it's a young brother, and this is recent, so that's what's on top of mind. It's a young brother that just came home.
Yes.
And he called and looked for me, and like got with me, and like we stay in touch. And I was like, wow, I actually was attempting to bring him to the interview. We just got caught up because he has to help his grandmother. And that really affected me, so I would say that's my biggest accomplishment. The fact that he came out.
Becoming a mentor almost.
Yeah, yep.
Essentially.
Absolutely.
And so I remember you mentioning something happening around February of this year.
Right.
Can you please explain what's going on?
Well, that's called the event. You know, February 2020 is a major event that we have and that we've been building up for, and it's very pivotal. It's a launch pad for everything that we're doing. It's a launch pad for our website, a launch pad for a group of podcasts that we're putting together, the hiphopmarketer.com. You know, I've been talking to you about that, the hiphopmarketer.com, and also islamandhiphop.com, which is my producer, Will Whip Productions, is working on, and I'm involved in that as well, you know. So those two things are coming out of that launch pad, and that event we're gonna have, like, it's really kind of big, you know. We got major speakers. We got an international headliner that speaks all around. I'm not gonna drop that name just quite yet,
Okay.
but he is confirmed, and he's international. And he brings in big crowds. So
Can you tell everybody who's watching the exact date and
it's February. We moved the date because my physical anniversary is February 15th, and that was initially it. Grab my aunties and, you know, want to get everybody from the family in.
Nice.
But we moved the date back 2 weeks, so it's gonna be February 28th. That is the actual date, February 28th, 2020.
how much and what should people come prepared for?
Well, it's gonna be a fundraiser,
Okay.
and they should be prepared to really enjoy themselves. It's gonna be community engagement, urban poetry. It's gonna be
Vendors and stuff like
vendors.
food to buy.
Well, we're gonna give the food is free. That's on us. We're gonna chef it up. The
Free
food. Yeah.
food. You can never beat free food.
Yeah, and we got a lot of cooks.
I'll be
Taliban, he playing quiet in the background because he doubles as a chef and also security. But we got a lot of official chefs and everything like that in there, so the food is free. But yeah, it's gonna be urban poetry. We're looking to get the youth engaged, so we might bring out the boxing team a little bit like that, and some other things. The drill team, you know, we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have some prolific speakers and financial literacy. Definitely, we're gonna engage in financial literacy. So we're gonna just weave it, the hip hop marketer. We don't want you to get bored and stiff and everything like that.
Of course, I'm assuming there will be a good DJ on deck.
Absolutely, you already know that.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
But-
that's 1/4 for the culture. You got the art, the dress, the MC, and the DJ. So.
Gotta have the music.
No, absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
awesome. Just hold it right there, though. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Perfect. 7
Yeah,
minutes.
when you engage in
Delaware Valley.
All right.
And what's that, Delaware Valley?
The Delaware Valley is like,
Excuse me one second.
it's like,
It's recorded. I gotta step out for a second. So whenever you're ready, just you
Okay,
can
just
start.
counting, alright.
So try 4 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I can count it,
Wait,
Joey.
but wait, Delaware Valley is what,
It's-
Pennsylvania?
And Delaware.
and Delaware.
Delaware.
It's like Greater New York, how Greater New York is still incorporates Jersey City,
Okay.
Weehawken, like Greater
So
New
it's-
York.
I guess like New England?
No, I'm saying it like analogy wise.
Oh.
Like you know how Greater New York is not just Manhattan and Queens.
Yeah.
Greater New York is like Long Island, and then like so that's what the Delaware Valley is basically. It's really like Wilmington, Chester, and Philly. That's the cities that
Okay.
you would think of in the Delaware Valley.
Gotcha.
Wilmington, Delaware, Chester, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia is like the
Yeah, it's like how New England is. It's just everything
Yeah.
underneath New England.
Yeah.
But a different part.
and that's Boston,
Connecticut,
Connecticut,
Rhode
You
Island.
know what I'm saying? It's like a name. We didn't. They just,
All this is, I was like, I don't know my geography, that's one thing I can tell you right now, but
so it's Philly
Delaware Valley.
and what connects Philly to Delaware.
Okay.
That's really the Delaware Valley.
Got you.
All right, when y'all ready, I'll count y'all in.
Alright, you can count us in.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So we are back with the Showcase Talk Show. I am here with the hip hop marketer, Abdul Malik. And before we left, we were just talking about the event. Big, huge event. Educators will be there, free food, poets, I mean, just so many things for the community and for the youth that you'll need and that you might want. So please make sure you stay tuned, keep following. The event will be in the Delaware Valley in February. So keep an eye out for that.
We need for them drops, man.
So-
She's sharp with it, like.
So as far as that's concerned, we got that. But how did you even, you mentioned hip hop, or hip hop is a part of the title, the overall span. So how did you even get into hip hop? Like, tell me a little bit about your hip hop history. Like, where are you from? Where did you start?
Absolutely. Well, I'm from Flushing, Queens.
Okay.
I'm from Flushing, Queens. I'm from the back blocks, 41st Avenue. I drifted my way down to Latimer Projects. And then my wife is from the Bland, so I end up basically marrying the Bland. So those are the two projects in Flushing predominantly, unless you go uptown Flushing, you get to like Palmanac or whatever the case may be. So I'm from Flushing, Queens, and I got heavy roots in Southside Jamaica, Queens as well. That's like
There's a lot of hip hop history out there.
Yeah, Large Professor. I mean, we go on and on. It is what it is. But so I was doing that from a young age. I was in the talent shows when I was young.
Okay.
I wrote my first song when I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
Drugs are wrong. Crack is the purest form of cocaine that can mess up your life, your body, and brain. That can mix with your feelings, make you real sick.
Nice.
That's old school.
Um,
Kid Flash.
Who or what were some of your first like experiences with like some real heavy hitters, some real hip hop people? Like, explain that and how you got even to get in the same vicinity.
That's a heavy question for me because like I was raised in hip hop, like literally from day one. So I
You
can't.
had family. Like,
I got family, extended
give
family.
us a little names.
I
I'm
mean,
trying to come up here and not tell us nothing.
The originator of the mixtape, Brucey B, is my cousin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Through marriage, you know what I'm saying? That's my family, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So I was in the Bronx, heavy, young,
Did
chilling
you know
with.
like Lost Boys?
Yeah. But you went back to Queens.
Well, yeah. That's
Yeah,
all.
definitely. That's my brother's
Okay.
man, Cheeks.
Nice.
I mean, I can go on and on. But like my personal interaction, like my first ones would have been with like Brucey B in the Bronx, running around, doing all the skate keys and all that
Okay.
at his parties, just being behind the DJ table, whatever like that. And then also when I started venturing out on my own, the hard pack mixtapes and 125th Street, Will and Rock, hard pack. Shout out to Will and Rock and all of them from bringing me up. I remember Finesse came in there, you know what I'm saying, and I'm spitting. And back in, I don't know if you remember, but the early 80s, you know what I'm saying, it was a little rough for the Queens side of things. We had to really be, built thorough. And they ask you where you from, you know what I'm saying. I used to let them know I'm from Flushing. And Finesse, he appreciated that, plus he appreciated my style. And he was like, yo, who's Shorty? He was asking Rock, yo, who's that? Who's Shorty? You know what I mean? And he was like, you know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, that's my man. And they was like, yo, he from Queens. He's like, yeah. And he was like, and Rock and Will was like, they already knew I was nice. So they was like, yeah, that's why we bought him. And he was like, yo, Shorty is nice. And I was like, cheese, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'm looking at finesse, like,
I'm here.
yo, you know, that was the ultimate
Take me
cosign.
under your
Like,
wing.
I can go back right now and just think about that cosign. So that was one of the major things too. And then there was another brother that took me under his wing, Glenn Lewis from out of Queens. He ran around with the Juice Crew real heavy. He ran around with Craig G and the Juice Crew real heavy. And he actually did the music behind The Godfather with Spoonie G. I'm the Godfather. And he took me under the wing too. Actually, that song I just kicked when I was real young. And he was like, yo, Shorty, you really talented. So that was the beginning of me really realizing that, yeah, like, okay, this is like, you know, I'm part of this game or whatever the case may be. And then we can go on and on. Like, you know, it almost sounds like, sometimes I tell the story, it sounds like a movie. I mean, I guess that's how I got with the, you know, with the movie, with the cinematography guy. You know, I mean, you can run through all the names, you know, running around with Tragedy, you know, Akinelli. I mean, I could just go on and on, you know what I'm saying? So
I have a question. So what would you say would be one of your biggest milestones of hip hop that saddened you? Like, what was a huge point in hip hop that kind of had you either disappointed or just sad, or you just weren't happy with what was happening?
well, I would say this. I would say it was something similar, right? I ain't gonna say a name per se, right? Because, you know, I don't want to put it out there in that manner. I don't know whether he would put it out there like that. But it's an artist. I was just talking about my producer with this. It was an artist, right? And I come from a background, you know, close with Tupac and everything. Our families was close, just from my father and our uncle, you know, our call my uncles and all that aunts. And so we had like a culture that we came up with that was on a development culture of the community, black and brown, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, where we came from, education, so on and so forth, what we stand on. Just our culture, what we would bring up. And this brother wrote a song about the black woman as a queen, you know what I'm saying? It was something like Black Queen. I don't know if the hook was the best hook, but that's what it was called. And he's one of the renowned artists from out of Queens that everybody look up to, you know what I'm saying? Whether you from Flushing, Corona, Left Rack, South Side, everybody look up to this dude, you know what I'm saying? And he wrote this song, and he went to the label and they laughed at him. Like, man, ain't nobody gonna hear no Black Queen, they're gonna add back to Africa, blah, blah, blah. And so he went back and wrote like a sarcastic song that was very, very degrading, you know what I'm saying? And that song popped and started a whole genre that lasted 10 years. And that was something that just, it made me realize something more than it saddened me. I was just like, wow, you know, like listening to that. So that kind of was something like that, and just kind of seeing the culture.
Seeing how really black women are actually even degraded in their own culture.
Yeah, I would have to say that, and even how all of the different genres kind of shrunk into one genre, where you used to have a dance hip hop, and you used to
You had more
have
variety.
a science hip
You
hop.
could find yourself in hip hop.
Yeah.
Like I say that oftentimes too. Like, you know, we don't have variety even in the ladies nowadays, because before you didn't have to be
Right.
the girl that looks in the mirror and puts on makeup all day, and you would still have your India Arie, or you would still have your Joe Scott. Like,
Facts.
at least you had someone that's like, oh, this girl is like me, and this is why I like her, even like Aaliyah and all that stuff. Everybody
Absolutely.
nowadays is just kind of the same.
Right, and like even mentioning that, you know, I got a red top 5. Like Lauryn Hill's in my top 5, not my top 5 women.
Yeah.
She's in my top 5. You know what I
Period.
mean? And it's like, so I have to agree with you 1,000%. So I would say that was it. That was kind of like where hip hop is headed, and that's something, another reason why we stepped in. And I kept the hip hop moniker. Like, should I drop it off? You know what I'm saying, or hold it on? And the OG from Brooklyn, Daddy Yo from Sets Sonic, you know what I'm saying, he made a couple statements that really resounded with me too when he mentioned that. So, you know, shout out to BK too all day. You know, it's a Brooklyn Queens thing. Jackie Robinson right over there. Hit them curves on that thing. What a graveyard.
We're gonna wrap it up with just a few questions that can help an up-and-coming artist. I know you've been performing in things. I'm assuming you've been in plenty of studio sessions.
Absolutely.
What do you say makes a good studio session?
Well, one thing I would say is this: when you starting out, to be prepared. Don't go to the studio session and kind of think it's just you gonna wing it, and don't go to the studio session and just kind of waste the time. A studio session is a block of time, it's a business time, so be prepared. After you develop yourself, then you get to that level of certain
So you can
iconic
wing
artists.
it.
Yeah, and I mean, actually becomes a skill,
Yeah.
because, you know, like your Biggie Smalls and stuff like that, you know, you'd hear the circles, he could just go
That
there.
muscle memory, it
Yeah,
just,
he
you just
go,
automatically
muscle
remember
memory. I like that.
as a dancer.
500
Muscle
jabs.
memory,
I
yeah.
like that. I like that.
After a while, you do it so much, like you could do it in your sleep.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
So being prepared and taking it seriously and making sure you remember that you're taking up somebody's time.
Absolutely.
As far as practice, how often do you think an artist should practice in order to have a performance right?
You know what? I'm not gonna give up my full age. But
Yeah,
I'm
no.
saying I'm from the old school. You know what I'm saying? We used to spar all day. The mirror, you couldn't come. The school I'm from, you couldn't do that. You couldn't come out and not be sharp on point. You was getting tested. You couldn't do no play rap unless that was your style.
Yeah.
Unless that was your style. You could. So we practice. If it's a craft, it's something you love. I heard the early G's always say, when you do something you love, it's like it's not work. So it don't even be practice no more. That should be in your sleep. You should be waking up. You should be spitting. You should always be mastering your craft. It shouldn't even feel like practice. That should be what you do. That's what you say you want to be.
So who do you like now? Because you know, I know oftentimes when you have people who have been in hip hop or just the genre for a long time, it's often hard for them to understand the revolution and the evolution of it. So assuming that you still enjoy current hip hop in 2020, who would you say you do like?
Okay, so let's break up mainstream and just hip hop in general. So my top 5 got people that everybody don't know all the time, right? So Alameen is my favorite MC. My
Okay.
top 5. Alameen from Lions of the Desert. You can check him out. You go online, see Baby. He's online, Lions of the Desert. That's my top MC. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna go on to Rakim. Everybody know
Okay.
Rakim. You know what I'm saying? I go with Rakim. Then I'm gonna go with Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna go with M1 from Dead Prez. You know what I'm saying? So I got a unique top 5. And then tied for 5th is between Lupe and Mos Def. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Lupe would be closer to in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Anybody now that you've actually been like, even though I'm not trying to like him, but this is kind of catchy.
So I heard some things from J. Cole
Okay.
that I thought was very, very strong and powerful. I heard some things from Kendrick that I really appreciated. And a lot of the other artists, like Nas surprised me with a song that he had put out recently. I was like, okay, you know, he put out something and I was like, okay,
He's back.
yeah, that was hard. And Black Thought still tours too. And Mos Def was just touring in Philly not that long ago.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of them still put things out with regards to that. And some of the young people, I see the direction they going in. Now, I do got to shout out some MCs that I listen to when I'm working out that, like, people might not know. You got to go check out my man Bizzle. He's a Christian rapper, they say, or whatever the case. He got hard music. You know, he got real hard music, my man Bizzle. So go check him out. You know what I'm saying, right there on
And another one.
and then I ain't gonna lie, I still listen to Lupe. I throw Lupe in hard
Okay.
when I'm working out, when I'm hitting that bag, that heavy bag, you know what I'm saying?
Lupe
I
is
throw that
fire,
lasers
though.
on right there, you know what I'm saying? All black everything, you know what I'm saying? And that joint when he flipped the Pete Rock CL Smooth, when he redid that, I don't know, man. I mean, he hard, man.
I know, that's why he retired too, because he knew that he had too much gems for the game.
I think it may be so, because I look at a lot of people and I try to say, you know, who got a song like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we give Jay a whole lot of props, and he definitely longevity, he do his thing. You know, I just try to say, I try to compare what album is Illmatic.
Well, with you bringing up Jay-Z, with that being said, we are going to wrap it up on that note. So thank you so very much for talking to us. Sorry there was not enough time. I mean, definitely check us out again. Follow, where should they find you?
Twitter, Emperor NRZ, Instagram, the Hip Hop Marketer, and the site is going to be launched February 2020 as well. So just look for that. Look for the podcast, YouTube, King Ringleader. We here, the Hip Hop Marketer. I told you we was going to bring you the cinematography. I got with Will Witt. I kept it Queens, Southside, Flushing. We here. I got Taliban Heat, so if anybody act crazy, you already know. We here, man. We just want to develop, build with the youth, and interact with the community, engage with y'all. I would really like to see all of y'all come out. I appreciate everybody who supported me. Shout out all those who I shouted out, you know, when I was coming up, you know what I mean? And we here, man. The Hip Hop Marketer. Check us out. February 2020, the event. Wilmington, Delaware.
Thank you so very much. That is it for the Showcase Talk Show. Have a good night.
New Reality Solutions. Evolution from Nerve Wrackers Entertainment. Difference between an artist and a rapper. So hungry in this game. I'm hungry now. I even eat my vegetables. Full of carbohydrates and vitamins and minerals. And it's ill how be hitting you with the mental, with ill subliminals. Filling your head with pain like a dentist when I'm drilling you. And it's killing you. How I locked it, the physical, the metaphysical. Feel the force of my energy when it's mechanical, it's centrifugal. It stay lifting you. Like loud and a split with you. Sometimes I'm foul, I don't want to build, I just want to riff with you. The knowledge itself in my heart, bro, that should be my gift to you. Pray for peace, cause in war you don't want what I want to give to you. The last prophet's Muhammad, and I pray Allah makes me deliver you, cause it's getting critical. Cats spit poison and call it lyrical, and it's making me nauseous, fam. Isn't it offending you? My raw metaphors that be mentally bending you. My rhymes reflect scriptures that's spiritually cleansing you, not turning the other cheek. You know what me and my men to do on wax, nerve, rap, and stay lyrically ripping you on the street. You heard what a Mac with extended clip would do? Clap you in places you need a bag to do, keep hitting you with mad flames and sending you to the other side of things. The hereafter that's purely spiritual, where you can hear and see things, but to us all, you're invisible. And you stay sad and depressed till your family comes to visit you, throwing roses at your headstone, praying the Lord's forgiving you. Your little brother looks just like you, but you see now that scaring you, screaming, change your life at the top of your lungs, but no one's hearing you. Pretty soon the angels and demons is coming, and they ain't sharing you. You either going there or there. And that's putting fear in you. Think about when old heads was like life ain't a game, kicking it to you about the knowledge of Huey and Malik Shabazz, giving it to you. My flow got you feeling my soul like an old Negro spiritual. You want some jewels to take home? I got some books for you to get into. Fairy tale MCs, man. The hood ain't Neverland. I'm trying to stack these chips and cheese like a Mexican. Diamonds like an African. Wifey look Panamanian. Wild like Jamaicans. Hot like an Arabian. Beauty like Dominicans, revolution like Haitians, man. Wise like Egyptians, hungry like Somalians. Staring out the oppressor like a Chechen. Put a little color back in Europe like Sicilian Italians. New reality solutions, no curses in the verses. AMPV, you already know what it is. Nerve Wrackers Entertainment, man. Spoken word, hip hop, urban poetry. It's a difference between a rapper and an MC. It's a difference between an artist and you dudes that's heartless.
Yeah. It's your time to shine. It's your time to shine.
Welcome to the showcase.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay on your grind.
Stay on your grind.
Welcome to
Yeah,
the
making my way
showcase.
through, busting my way through, burning my way through like a ball of fire. It's showcase and no case. It's astronomical, bringing you the phenomenal. The center stage, just a showcase with a K. Taking your talent to the world, it's time now for center stage. The spotlight's on you, so do what you do. This is showcase, and we ain't got time to waste. Turning dreams into reality, from rags to riches. I was down bad in the trenches, had to get off the benches. Took a 40 and made a flip, I had to find me a way. But I needed a better band, so I took to the stage. Can't take that minimum wage of getting locked in a cage. So I got my bars up, put the pen to the page. If I can, then you can. So put the pedal to the metal. But right now it's time to settle into the showcase.
Showcase. It's your time.